Decoy effect. Imagine you're at the movie theater deciding between a small popcorn for $4 and a large popcorn for $7. You're unsure which one to choose. Then, you see a medium popcorn priced at $6. Suddenly, the large popcorn for just $1 more than the medium seems like a much better deal, making you more likely to choose the large popcorn. This is the decoy effect in action. The decoy effect occurs when the addition of a third, less attractive option changes your preference between the initial two options, making one of them seem much better by comparison. Social proof. You look at what others are doing to decide what you should do. If lots of people are doing something, you think it must be right. Door-in-the-face technique. The door-in-the-face technique is when someone asks for a big favor, expecting to be turned down, and then asks for a smaller favor, which they actually wanted. For example, if a friend asks you to help them move all their furniture to a new house, big favor, but you say you can't because it's too much work. Then they ask if you can just help carry a few boxes, smaller favor, which feels easier compared to moving all the furniture, so you agree. Foot in the door technique. It is opposite to the door in the face technique. Someone asks for a small favor first, and once you agree, they ask for a bigger favor. Saying yes the first time makes it harder to say no the next time. Mirroring. You subtly copy someone's body language or way of speaking. This makes the other person feel more connected to you. Labeling. Giving someone a positive label, like calling them hardworking, makes them want to live up to it. They try to fit into the role you've given them. Contrast principle. When two things are shown one after the other, the differences between them seem bigger. For example, if you lift a light weight after a heavy one, the light weight feels even lighter. Reciprocity. This concept refers to an unspoken agreement where, if someone does something nice for you, you feel inclined to do something nice for them in return. It's like an invisible balance scale that both sides aim to keep in equilibrium. Authority. You're more likely to listen to someone who seems knowledgeable or has power. For example, patients are more likely to follow the doctor's recommendations because the doctor is perceived as knowledgeable and holds a position of authority in the medical field. Fear then relief procedure. When someone is frightened, but then quickly feels secure again, they're more inclined to agree to request. This is because the relief they feel after being scared makes them more likely to say yes. Peak end rule. People judge an experience largely based on how they felt at its peak and at its end, rather than the total sum or average of every moment of the experience. The Zeigarnik effect. The Zeigarnik effect is a psychological principle that says we're more likely to remember interrupted or incomplete tasks than we are those we finish. Task interruption helps them stick in our brains a little longer. Halo effect. The halo effect is when one trait of a person or thing is used to make an overall judgment about that person or thing. Commitment. Once you say you're going to do something, you're more likely to do it just to keep your word. It's like making a promise to yourself and not wanting to break it because you want to see yourself as reliable. Paradox of choice. Having too many choices can make it really hard to choose anything at all. It's easier to decide when there are fewer options. At the ice cream shop, you can't decide which flavor to get from the 50 available options, but at the smaller shop with only 5 flavors, you quickly chose chocolate. Anchoring. The first bit of information you hear about something sticks with you and influences everything you think about it afterward. When you go to buy a new phone, if the first store shows a very expensive one right away, you might think all the phones there are expensive, even if some are cheaper. Bystander effect. When there are a lot of people around, everyone thinks someone else will help, so no one does anything. It's why it's important to ask for help directly if you need it in a crowded place. Liking. We like people who are similar to us, who pay us compliments, and who cooperate with us towards mutual goals.